The Dice Tower is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. And by Cool Stuff Inc. Cool Stuff, in stock at coolstuffinc.com. Oh, hey, Future Eric here. Mostly back from Germany. I think one of my bags is still in Dublin, but yeah, that's fine. This is our annual Essen episode in front of a live German audience. We had a lot of fun, and I got to celebrate my birthday in front of 500 or so people. I turned the life, the universe, and everything number this year, 42. And if you've never heard 500 people singing happy birthday simultaneously in their own native language, it sounds a little like this. And so, as you can hear, this is recorded in the auditorium, which is more designed for presentations like seminars than for a lively podcast like ours. So we're making do with the audio we have. You know the drill if you've heard these before, but it is worth listening to. And we had a lot of fun talking about some of the games we played and enjoying the frantic and boisterous nature of the Essen audience. Enjoy. The Dice Tower, episode 630.
Live from Spiel
2019! Willkommen beim Dice Tower, a podcast about board games and card games, but especially all these people who play them. On today's show, we're live in Essen, Germany for Spiel 2019. We have the whole team on deck: Mandy, Suzanne, Z, Sam, Tom, me, and maybe Jason. We'll play a game with the audience and check in with what we've been playing too. I'm Eric Summerer, and here's your host, the Bernd das Brot of board gaming, Tom Bass.
Is that good?
Yes.
Is it good?
Oh, no, no. Sense some conflict.
I like Eric a lot anymore. I still haven't listened to the last episode. I heard shenanigans went on in the editing.
What are you talking about?
All right.
You agreed with everything I just said.
Yes. All right. Well, welcome. We're glad for those of you who are here live. We're glad for those of you who are listening on later on. And some of you did both, which is weird. But maybe you said I was there and I forgot what happened. So we're glad to have all of you here today. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up with talking about some board games that we may or may not have seen. I don't know.
We're going to talk about games we haven't seen?
Well, that's true. But I don't know the hit of the con. I don't know a secret gem. If I did, it would not be secret. We would tell you. And then we're going to do some Q&A. So keep in mind if you have any questions and answers. And then...
Are they giving us answers?
We haven't done that before.
Yeah. It's like Jeopardy. They give us an answer and we give them the question.
We're not going to do that. And then we're going to do a game show where you may win something fabulous or a Z Garcia. Speaking of which, well, welcome
You haven't
to the
run
show,
out
Z.
yet, have you? Great.
So what have you seen at the show, Z? What's exciting to you?
I love these microphones. All right, my pick here for something I want to talk about. I haven't played too many games while I've been here, but my pick is Trails of Tukana. This is from Aporta Games. It's a flip and write, basically, right? You flip over cards, you have your own sheet of paper, you're going to make connections on that. And it's sort of an evolution of their game from a few years ago called Avenue, if you remember that one, in which you would flip a card. It had a line on it that might be, vertical, horizontal. It might be come from the top, curve to the right, and you would put that on your sheet somewhere trying to make connections. This sort of takes that and evolves it where all the spaces are now hexagons instead of squares, and for you to make a connection, you flip over two cards. They show you land types, maybe forest and sand dunes, and you have to write a line, draw in a line between a forest and a sand dune anyway. Just a line between those two hexes that goes from the center of one to the center of the other. And then you're trying to connect temples, different features, get bonus points for all those things. You go through the deck twice, scoring bonuses at the end of each. So if you get the bonuses early, you'll score them twice. I like that quite a bit. And the whole thing plays in about 30 minutes. I played with, I want to say 5 players. Worked out really well, very interesting. At first I thought, wow, we're really not going to unlock or reach most of these things. But it worked out. It evened out at the end. I really liked it. Trails of Tukana is an excellent flip and right type game. I definitely recommend it.
All right, what about you, Mandy?
Okay, so I got to play Circadian's First Light. It's published by Renegade Games. It's a space game.
What is going on there? Are you on?
Am I on?
She's
Can you hear
blinking.
me?
I don't know what blinking means.
Let me turn off.
That one's on.
Okay.
No, you're on that.
Oh, I'm on
You
now.
can be on it once.
Two.
We've
We
got
have
the
two
advanced
high.
model.
Okay, I'll start over really quickly. So I played. The advanced mode. Circadian's First Light, published by Renegade Games. It's a space game, so those who do know me know that I don't generally play space games.
Oh my God.
Okay, don't start. It was
This is
really
amazing.
I know it's a thing. It was really good. So this one is it's a worker placement, but you're using dice, and it's also resource management. This game is on the heavier side, but you have a whole bunch of areas that you can take your dice to take actions from, and you're basically trying to build points from these different actions. You can create farms, you can have like a little garage area where you can build those up, and those give you points. It's one of those games that gives you points in everything. I loved doing the kind of harvest action because there's another board which allows you to gain resources, really important in this game, because they're going to allow you to complete cards. So there's always something to do, always something to get points. Just remember to manage your dice because there are some spaces where you have to leave your dice, leaving you with less. So you really have to keep that going as well. Goes over 8 rounds. There's a timer. Cards come out. There's like an event that happens, some good, some bad, and most points wins. So really good. I think I'm rating it at like a 3.47 on BGG. I didn't think it was that intense, but quite nice. So Circadian's First Light.
I gotta be honest, I don't think the weight ratings on Board Game Geek mean
It was a little
anything.
off, I think, on that one.
It's off on all of them. I mean, if you go look at, for example, like Advanced Civilization, it's like rated a 4.2. How is that possible? It's a 5. There's nothing more complex. Someone in there was like, oh, a 4. Then what do you think a 5 is?
Not a fair
Take
question.
2 weeks to play. Probably.
Right.
But even those aren't rated. There's nothing rated a 5.
Well, that's how averages work.
Yes, but that means somebody said that there's a game more complex than that.
There's always a game more complex.
There is not. Look up Star Trek Fleet Battles. That's idiotic. Idiotic. I'm sorry. That was my rant. Over to you.
So I got to play It's a Wonderful World, which is a game from La Boîte de Jeux. It's a drafting and resource management game. You get a bunch of cards every round, and you draft them as you would draft things. And once you have 7 cards, you will then decide if you're going to try and build those cards, or you're going to ditch them for resources. You can get immediate cubes just by ditching that card. The cool thing is that you're trying to get these cards into your production chain. Once you build them, they then produce more cubes for you. But the production happens in phases. So there's 5 different resources. You start with gray cubes. You then get to put those on your cards, which make complete cards, which now can produce, say, blue cubes, and that can happen further down the chain. So if you're really efficient and build in the right order, you can build and get use of cards in the same round that you built them, if that makes sense. You have to do this because there's only 4 rounds in the game. So it's sort of, it's like other production games, but it's sort of truncated, it's squished a little bit. You have to move a little faster than you might be used to, and it's a neat puzzle. It's a Wonderful World from La Boîte de Jeux. I'd recommend the base game and not necessarily the, whatever they call Heritage Edition, which has legacy aspects to it, campaign aspects in it.
All right, Suzanne.
Before I start,
You
these
can take the
two
mic.
guys in the second row, what are you giggling about? You two are like elbowing each other, giggling. You gotta tell me after the show what your secrets are. You look at them, look at their faces, they have secrets.
They're laughing.
I have
I
no
don't
idea
know
what you're talking
What's happening?
I got to play a game called Tris McMinimus.
She's doing it.
And
I know
it is,
exactly what you're talking about.
and it is from Trismegistus?
Trismegistus.
Trismegistus.
Yes.
It's Trismegistus.
Trismegistus.
From La La La.
Trismegistus. And Trismegistus is from Board and Dice Game. It is a dice drafting game. Thematically with magic, and you're drafting dice, and those dice have symbols and a color, and depending on which die you draft, it will determine how many actions you get, and the symbols will get you certain things, the color will get you different things, and you're trying to collect elements so that you can complete potion cards, which will score you points. You can improve your engine a little bit by earning tokens as you complete cards, and you can kind of build a little bit of an engine there. I'd say it took us, as a learning game, it took us just over 2 hours, and I felt like the team went really well. It's one of those games where the first round is a little painful as you're figuring everything out, but then it speeds right along. And I had a lot of fun. I really liked it. I wasn't sure what to expect when I sat down with it from the name, which I think is not a good name because I can't say it. But beyond that, I had a lot of fun playing Trismegistus.
So close.
Well done.
Okay, thank you.
The game that I got to play on Wednesday is a game called Titans, and it's from Lukasz Wozniak. He's the designer, and then he's the owner, I believe, of Go On Board Games. He's in Hall 6, I believe. Go by and check it out. It's a really neat area control game, but it has a whole lot of miniatures that are about maybe inch and a half tall, but then they have a unit in your army is a Titan, and that's like a 3 to 4 inch model that's in your army. And he gives you special abilities that he can do. Each of the different factions are asymmetric. They do different things. They each have their own deck of cards that allow them to, you can build up what your army is able to do and how it defends itself over the course of the game by these different specific army cards that you purchase. You get points for, it's only a 3-round game. You're trying to get the most points, and you get points for winning battles. You get points for accomplishing certain goals, like winning a battle with just your Titan, and that type of stuff. And whoever has the most points at the end of those 3 rounds is the winner. But it has a lot of really neat mechanisms going on, and it just kind of really flows together. And it's incredibly thematic and aesthetic. So it's a great game, and you really should check it out.
Well, there you go. I hope some of you were taking notes on that. These games are all over the place. There is too many games here. All right, you're not going to get to see all of them, but there's a lot, and we hope that you have fun playing them. It has been a great show so far.
Yeah.
That being said, we're going to jump into questions, and Eric has graciously offered to give up his microphone. Jason's going to come. Where is Jason? Oh, there he is. And if you have a question, raise your hand, and Jason will come around you, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our abilities. And if no one has questions, we'll just move right on. The farther you make him run, the happier I am.
The funnier it is.
Oh, that's right. I used to
Why do you do this?
Mistakes were made.
mistakes.
Mistakes.
I know that you have been to Germany like somewhat regularly, but what are the kind of things that you never get used to here?
Never get.
What do we never get used to coming to
Also to unclear, like you have been going to Germany for a couple of years now, but what are the things that you can never get used to here in Germany?
For me, I'm a Yankee from Pennsylvania, and we do everything really, really fast. And that's good or bad? It's probably bad. But I can't get used to the fact that I can't go into a restaurant and come back out in 20, 30 minutes. It's really weird to me. We go in there, and I think the waitress may have died. She never came back. And I'm like, I'm ready to pay. I know it's a very different culture. I struggle with that. I'm sitting there, I want to go. I'll get over it in about 5 years. The rest of Germany is amazing. Come on, someone else needs to answer this. I'm not the only anti-German.
Nope.
Whoa. What?
Everything is wonderful.
Which one?
I have one.
Oh, good.
The crosswalks. I'm not used to it's green, and then I step in the middle of the road and it's red, and I think, oh my goodness, they're gonna come, I'm gonna get hit, so I run across the road, and the driver in the car looks at me like, what's wrong with you? It's just, you know what I mean? So that's probably the only thing that I'm still learning to just relax and just walk across the street.
I do that.
Right? Makes you nervous.
I know that you love diplomacy. What would it take for all of you to make a life place of diplomacy?
Oh, that was...
You don't have to raise your hand, buddy.
That's why.
No, look. We'll make it $1 million stretch goal. I think we can win for $1 million this year.
You could have it.
I'll pay you each 100,000.
I'll get back to you.
Hi, I was wondering, what was the last time we played with the most of the dice out people? So the game with 6 or 7 or maybe werewolves or something like that? With the most of the known people from the dice out.
Oh, what was the last game that we played with the most of us? Oh boy.
We don't do that.
We don't.
Well, I mean,
We played a game the other night with 3.5 of us.
yes, we did.
It was Jeju Island.
Oh, I like that.
No, yeah. Oh
No,
my goodness.
it was not Judge You Island.
Okay, so Jason can sleep in between in between his turns and still win.
And Tom tried to
And
do that.
Tom tried to do that and failed.
So Tom is explaining this, and it's obvious he's not quite totally with it, and he explained the game incorrectly, which is one thing. And then he starts making some moves and making incomprehensible moves. He would move some pieces around the board and then collect all the cards. And we said, Tom, why did you just do that? And he gave us the dirtiest look.
Yes.
And they kept staring at us, and then he gradually drifted off. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then it would get back around to his turn again, and he'd say, Tom, it's your turn. And he'd wake up, and he'd just pick up a stack of pieces, and he just started dropping them wherever it seemed logical to do so. On the spaces, on the artwork,
Yes.
in front of him.
It had a Mancala thing where you had to drop them on very simple places. No. That goes there. There's a ship in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, we'll put one there. Whatever that is, we'll put one there.
So eventually we started treating him like a 5-year-old, and we'd wake him up. I mean, Tom, it's your turn. He'd be like, oh yeah. And we'd be like, very good, Tom. And then we just finished the game without him. So that was Jeju Island.
And he gets to a point, and he's like, why haven't I bought any cards? Where are the cards that I bought? And we were like, you bought cards?
At one point he said, I made some great moves, but I think I was dreaming at the time.
I'm disappointed that I lost.
Oh my.
It would have been shocking had you won.
Jason does it.
You're not a gaming machine, Tom.
Have you ever got injured while shooting unboxing video? Unboxing video, and second, can we have more of this? More of this?
Okay, you want more injuries?
On-camera injuries, I think is what he said.
I've cut myself one time, and it was because I was using scissors and I was holding them because I couldn't find the knife and I was too lazy to look for it. And then that very comment, like the video before, you were like, you're going to cut yourself. I'm like, whatever, I know how to do this. And then so I was trying to hide the blood as I was opening it up because I knew people would get on my case. But that never happened.
He was asleep and reading that too. I have a question regarding the development of board games and companion apps. Not just companion apps, but app-dependent games. In recent years, I saw more and more games are really dependent on the application. And there's just right now
Kickstarter about a board game that could be a paradigm shift because it has Bluetooth-enabled components that communicate in real time with the application. And what's your opinion about these kind of games?
Well, I guess I'll go first. I really like games that use apps, app-driven games or something to that effect. Usually they have a lot of, right now they add a lot of theme, they add a lot of flavor, they add a lot of setting, I guess you could say. And that really helps pull you into whatever you're doing in the game, and I think that's great. I guess I would be hesitant to have a game rely too heavily upon an app, because at that point you're not really playing a board game anymore. You're playing more of a video game around a table, which there isn't necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's not just what I'm looking for. But I think the integration of apps into board games is a great thing, because it does kind of reach out to a very video-centric generation that's out there right now. I mean, I've got a 9-year-old kid that probably spends more time watching YouTube videos than he does TV. And he does it on his phone. So I think that's where the future of board gaming is going to tend to trace, or track rather, but how, and we'll see.
I would just say that when you're looking at these campaigns, first of all, I'm pretty leery about anybody who claims to be revolutionary. I find that these people tend to be very oblique towards history. So for example, there was a game called Gollum Arcana. And Gollum Arcana was a tactical miniatures game that had chipped components that interacted with your app, that you could track all that, and you were supposed to not have to do line of sight and all this other stuff. And unfortunately, the platform and the company went out of business, and the support for Gollum Arcana is no longer there. And the people who have it are kind of out in the cold. Now, if Gollum Arcana had chosen to release their code base out in the wild so that the fans of the games could continue to develop and evolve it on their own, then I actually don't think that would have been a huge problem. But unfortunately, I don't think that's the scenario there. So that's something I look for when games like that release, is that they have a forward plan or a contingency plan for the degradation of their platform, whether it's optimal or not. Some of you may know that I help Restoration Games behind the scenes as a project manager, and they're working on a game called Return to Dark Tower. And they are going to have a mechanical tower that rotates. It's wild. And it's going to interact with an app on your phone. And Restoration Games has already committed that should, for whatever reason, they be unable to support and maintain the platform of the app integration, that they'll release the code base out into the wild so that people can continue to evolve and support it on their own independently. They're not going to try to retain that and let the game die. So I think that's one thing you can look for as you're checking those things out. I think it's always a risk, whether or not it's the future of board games or not. But I know a lot of us are resistant to technology in games, and I would just say apps allow us to do more complicated things, track more complicated statistics and things like that, which I think with all your clever brains out there, sometimes that's a really fun game challenge for you to have. So maybe be a little less resistant to it sometimes.
Hi guys, we've all seen your top hundreds over and over, and it's always great entertainment, and they always show us how wildly your taste in games differ. But have you ever checked out if there is one games or several games that appear on all your top hundreds?
Oh,
and if so, which one of those games would probably be the highest rated one?
Somebody's done that online.
They have.
I don't remember what the game is, though. It's probably Cosmic Encounter.
No.
I'm just guessing. I feel that's pretty accurate.
It's the policy.
It's probably something pretty sort of mass appeal, like a Ticket to Ride or something like that. That makes the most sense. Most people, usually the way it works is, at least for me, and this is what I've noticed in most people, that they're, 20 through 11, let's say, I'm just picking a random part of the spectrum, are games that a lot of people like, and then when they get really enamored with something, where they're very, feverish about something, then that thing is really specific to them. And it's not even necessarily a game that a lot of people like. It'll be something that they find really speaks to them. There's something that really appeals to them. They feel sort of familiar with it. So I assume it's got to be something like that, a Carcassonne, a Ticket to Ride, you know, something like that. I don't know if Suzanne and Mandy like Ticket to Ride, do you?
Well, I do, because I have good taste.
Ooh.
I've played it once.
Did you like it?
That was enough.
Oh, clap for that!
Wow.
If I play a game once and don't like it, I go, I hear on the internet, it's wah, 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 wah.
True.
Next question.
As always, language choice is always an issue. Do you have any personal recommendations for things you've seen on this show that would be in your hand language, for instance, like a Munchkin box or a Swole?
I missed all of that.
I just
He's
heard
looking for
Munchkin.
small games.
What small games do you bring back from this Essen that you guys recommend? Food chain magnet expansion book, that's too big.
Well, I just reviewed a Reiner Knizia game that it's a 2-player game called Charte, and that is a very small box. It's only a 2-player game though, so maybe that's not what you're looking for, but it's an interesting 2-player game, and it's probably rather cheap, and it's very small.
I have a couple. We had another 2-player game, Claim, and they just came up with a whole bunch of expansions, but they also have like a mini size. It's literally really, really tiny. It fits in the palm of your hand. And another one that I taught to a few people was Kariba, and it's also in a very small box, and it's very simple to play. Played on the airplane, great to travel with.
Those are both great picks.
I wanted to highlight a publisher called Lupin Games, and they have a smaller booth, but they do games that are about maybe a little bigger than Tiny Epic size, and they're really mini Euros. So you're going to get a full kind of 45-minute, 30 to 60 minute, depending on the game you pick, Euro experience in a very small compact box. They're like 20 Euro, and they're good. They're really good, and they're flying a little under the radar. I think because their title series, they're called like 1906 San Francisco earthquake. And so maybe the titles and the look of it make you think of something other than it's not, but check out Looping Games if you want a small, portable game that has like some real gameplay punch in it.
I picked up a co-op game in the Galleria, believe it or not, called Belrati.
I love Belrati.
I've only been able to play it once, but I finally now have a copy in my grubby hands, and that's a nice small box.
Good choice.
All right, last question.
Hi, I just want to ask all of you, which person you never want to lose against?
Who do I don't want to lose against?
Yes, from the team.
Well, none of them. I'd like to whoop up on all of them if I can.
The most that you never want to lose against.
Does that include the person who's holding the mic? Because if so, it's 100% Jason. and that's not a negative against Jason. That's just, if I beat Jason, I'm like, I did something. If I beat Z, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. If I beat Eric, I'm like, of course. But Jason, that's a challenge.
That's an achievement.
It is.
Eric.
I feel attacked. No, I mean, I agree. Beating Jason is usually a something to strive toward. So yeah, he's got to win on this one.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well at this point, we're going to introduce a couple more people to our stage here, and that is Molly and Nathan from Pandasaurus Games. Man, if you could pass him the microphone real quick, why don't you guys introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Pandasaurus Games?
Hi, I'm Molly. This is my co-owner.
Yeah, I'm Nathan. We're a mid-sized game publisher from the United States. Does that seem accurate?
Okay.
Oh, the media, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So we're mid-sized.
But big in heart.
Fantastically big in heart.
We've been around since 2012. I've just came.
No, that's true. Sorry, we're very jet-lagged. So in America, we're the publisher of Machi Koro, The Mind, The Game, which we don't publish in Germany. As original titles, we did Dinosaur Island, Wasteland Express, Machikoro Legacy, which I think just released in German here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We're also the publishers. It's a Machikoro Mind Solution.
Who said that?
I didn't sleep last night.
It's okay, baby.
She's on your team, right?
Oh, I heard that Suze was terrible too, so I feel
Oh, we got this.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so
Some dissension on that team.
we want to thank them for sponsoring the show, and they brought in some prizes that some of you may win. So what's going to happen is we're going to, each round of this game, we're going to pick some random tickets, and we're going to read those out, and you can come up, and if the first person picks which team they want to be on, you can be with Sam, Suzanne, and Molly, or you can be with Nathan, Mandy, and Zeke. Your choice, we won't judge. They will. Then, each team is going to play the game. Whichever team gets more points, you will get to pick. So, for example, in the first game, you get to pick this new, excellent worker movement airplane. I don't know.
Wayfinders is so good.
It's a very good game. Wayfinders. Or you can pick Zigosia, the Poet Tyrant Pirate. For Rum and Bones, the game out of print. But there's actually very few of these left. We saved them for Essen, so. And then whoever doesn't win gets the one you didn't pick. So, all right, we're going to ask a question, and each person on the team gets answers. You get 4 answers per team, and if you guess, you're going to get points based on the number of places. If you pick, for example, the 11th, most of the questions have 11 answers. If you pick the 11th answer, you get 10 points. If you pick the 10th answer, you get 20 points. If you pick the number 1 answer, though, you will give 100 points to the other team.
100 points.
If you pick the number 2 answer, you get 100 points. So, there you go. Is there anything I missed?
I think that covers it.
Well, let's get started. Eric, take it away.
Let's start all the way over here. What's your name?
Still.
Steele.
Still.
Where are you from?
Norway.
Norway. So our first question is, what's the worst game to give a friend as a birthday gift? What's the worst game to give a friend
Don't
as
look
a
at us,
birthday
that's your
gift?
team. Go look over there.
What would you suggest?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Good answer, good answer.
Might be
Diplomacy is on the list.
number 1.
It's number 2.
Good job.
In your face, Garcia!
That was strong. That was
What is your
strong.
name?
Oscar.
Oscar, where are you from?
Sweden.
Oscar, what is the worst game to give a friend as a birthday gift?
Munchkin.
Oh, I didn't think about that one.
Munchkin is on the list. It's number 8.
Okay.
Good start. Mr. Healy.
Yes, sir.
Worst game to give a friend as a birthday gift?
I'm gonna say pandemic.
Apparently the gauntlet has been thrown. Pandemic is not on the list. No.
It should be.
Z?
I think we're all avoiding the possible number 1 answer, so I'm going to say the game of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good answer, but not on the list.
Uh-oh.
Suzanne.
Yes.
What's
Oh.
the worst game to give a friend as a birthday
It doesn't work? No, it doesn't. It works.
Yes, it does.
I'm completely not stalling here at all because I totally know what the answer is. Absolutely.
Okay.
100% know what the answer is.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So just say the first thing that pops into your mind.
Blood rage.
Regardless of where it might fall.
I don't know why that popped into my head.
You got a guy from Norway over here and a guy from Sweden over there. What are you doing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I said blood rage.
Oh, blood rage.
That's right.
No, Blood Rage is not.
Of course it is. It's the perfect gift. What are you talking about?
I know you're on the other team, but that was a strong answer, I feel. I'll get in trouble for that one later. I'm going to go with Ticket to Ride.
Apparently, it's becoming that sort of game.
Does anyone understand the question here?
Yeah, Ticket to Ride is not on the list.
Dang it.
All right, Molly.
Molly, you're up.
I'm just going to repeat somebody else's answer.
Sure.
You know, going with the theme. I'm just kidding. Yeah, sorry, flashback there. You got it. Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe, a nice edition of
That'd be
tic-tac-toe.
terrible.
That would be terrible. That would be terrible.
bad gift.
That would be a bad
And
gift.
It's not on the list, no.
We got number 2. We're good. We're good.
What's the worst game to give a friend as a birthday gift?
Do I just say the M one? No, don't do that.
No, we're all, I think, scared
I
of
think
that.
we're all
Yeah.
scared.
Yahtzee might be a good one.
Yeah, but I like Yahtzee. I'll just say Yahtzee. I don't hate Yahtzee.
Yahtzee's not on the list.
Yahtzee's a great game.
What's on the list?
What is on the list? The number 11 answer was hate. Number 10 was Uno. Number 9 was sorry. We mentioned Munchkin. The number 7 answer was an expansion to a game they don't have. Number 6
and then after that, a promo to an expansion to a game they don't have, right?
Number 6 is Phase 10. Number 5, a solo game.
Oh, but just wait a minute. Just a solo game?
Yeah.
The number 4 answer was Crappy Birthday.
This is true.
And number 3 was Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Diplomacy was number 2, and of course number 1, which you all guessed, Monopoly.
Monopoly.
You didn't go with that one.
Yeah, there were a few maybe.
They got 100.
Yeah, there was nothing.
They got the big one.
Warming up.
It is Team Molly 100, Team Nate 40.
Woo!
All right.
All right, I mean.
Which prize would you like?
Well, I already have ZE, so I'll take the waypoint.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
I think he has Z because he lost one of the things last year.
Okay, we'll begin on this side this time. Hello there, what's your name? Hello.
From Bulgaria.
From Bulgaria. Welcome. So the question is, if the Dice Tower show turns out to be awful, what fruit would be the best to throw at the stage? Remember, we asked this of people responding to the survey. If the Dice Tower show turns out to be awful, what fruit would be best to throw at the stage?
Who comes up with this guy?
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
I'm saying pumpkin. Because it's October, so pumpkin.
Oh, pumpkin.
Oh,
Wow, that's
aggressive.
Those are heavy, and they would hurt.
It's fine.
It's not on the list.
Pumpkin.
All right, so I guess I'm not going with tomato.
Coming over to
No,
this side.
yeah.
What's your name?
Christian,
Christian, where are you from?
from Germany.
Germany.
All right.
Oh, there are a lot of Germans in the audience. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Exactly my fault.
If the show turns out to be awful, what fruit would be best to throw at the stage?
I'm going with a melon.
A melon.
Why do people? How?
I'm
Do
going
you
to
know
give
how
it
we
to you.
smell if you leave it in the fridge?
Watermelon. is
Yeah.
on the list. It's the number 4 answer.
Tomato is the
Because it's heavy and it would hurt, apparently.
I don't know what's going on.
That seems to be the theme.
I'm very confused.
I also.
I'm
afraid of you all.
bewildered and confused.
See,
Yeah, pineapple.
what fruit would be best to throw on the stage?
Yeah, I'm taking that. I had a different answer, but I'm going with pineapple.
You're welcome.
Tom's head. Crown first.
Pineapples are pointy and they would hurt. And it's on the list.
Oh.
In the number 5 slot.
Yes.
Okay. We're still ahead. We're still ahead.
Sam,
I'm going to go with strawberries because I like them.
Small little projectiles.
Yes.
No, strawberries are not on the list.
Oh, well. It's designed to hurt, I think.
Right. Mandy.
I'm going to go a different route and choose something a bit more smelly. So I'm going to go with durian. People know what it is.
Aye, the fruit that smells like a fish.
Durian's on the list.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no.
It's pretty high on the list.
No, come on.
Two. It's number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right.
Wow.
No pressure. No pressure.
Suzanne.
Yes. I'm pushing the button. I always hate it when I get hit with bananas.
Wait. You said when you get hit with bananas.
Also, always.
She
She said always.
Always hates it when.
Well, do you like it when you get hit with bananas?
I don't get hit with bananas. Who's throwing bananas at you?
Wait, that doesn't always happen to you too?
No.
Oh. Bananas, Eric.
So, yeah. Bananas are on the list.
See?
It's the number 2 answer.
Yeah!
I told you it sucks to get hit with bananas.
Somebody's getting hit with bananas.
Rotten bananas.
Coconuts.
Yes. Because they're hard and they would hurt. Okay.
Yes, coconuts are on the list. It's number 6.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
I'm leaving that way. I'm not going anywhere.
Hi.
What fruit would be best to throw at the stage?
Raspberries would stain shirts.
Yeah, they're very
We're
stainy.
going for
Yeah.
stainage.
A different route. Oh.
No, raspberries are not on the list.
Oh.
So, number 11 was oranges.
Yeah.
Number 10 was apples. Number 9, pears. Number 8, the small projectiles, grapes. Number 7, aiming at Tom, key limes. Number 6, we mentioned coconuts. We also mentioned pineapple. We had watermelon. We had durian. We had bananas. So that was a good round.
Yeah.
And the number 1 answer, which I think you guessed,
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Good job.
Team Molly had 180, and Team 8 had 220.
What?
Thank you. It's good round for us.
That was good. What? Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Or the new game Mental Blocks, which you can get a promo at our booth if you like, or right here. Well, there's only 3 here, so let's not get too excited. Oh yeah, okay, come with it. And a stuffed panda.
Oh, damn.
Or
I thought that was going on my pile.
No, I don't think it's
That one
working.
already got a promo. I thought the panda was going with...
It's not working.
All right, we're going to start in the middle this time. So Molly's going to get to answer first.
Oh no.
What is the most overrated dessert?
Oh.
I got my answer.
What is the most overrated dessert?
Don't you do it.
I'm gonna,
We're going to throw it down so hard.
it'll be a specific kind, so don't worry.
I want to say custard.
Custard.
Do people even like custard?
I love custard.
Is it overrated? Overrated.
You're overrated.
How do you spell custard?
we need more. Get out. No. We need more specific. No, the rules. We need more specific. Is that it? I don't know much about dessert.
That's
That is a lie.
Custard. No.
Jason's really passionate about his desserts. Would you like to be more specific on your custard?
Oh my gosh, I'm not a custard expert, but flan?
Flan! Flan's on the list. It's worth 30 points. Well done.
Yay, good job, Molly!
I like flan.
Get away from me.
And flan is custard.
Sure.
That is why we asked for the clarification. Thank you.
Nathan.
So I know another kind of custard's on the list for sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
I actually hate tiramisu, so I'm gonna go with it. I'm a bad person, I'm sorry.
I know, right?
Tiramisu's on the list. It's high on the list.
I agree with that.
It's worth 100 points.
Yeah, never mind.
Exactly.
Never mind. I'm sorry. I'll put it back. Good job.
Hi, Suzanne. How are
Hi,
you?
Eric.
So, what's the most overrated dessert?
The most overrated dessert.
According to the people who took the survey.
Popsicles.
Popsicles.
Or ice pops.
It's not a dessert.
Popsicles aren't dessert?
Snack.
That's a snack?
Sweet snack.
And not even,
It's like frozen
not even
sugar
like
water.
a chocolate
Doesn't even
popsicle, just
have much
an
flavor.
ice pop.
Dessert.
It's
Anyway,
not a dessert.
it's not on the list.
Because
not a dessert?
Because it's not a dessert, right?
Just eat them for lunch? Like, ooh, I'm going to have a filling popsicle lunch?
No, it's a snack.
I don't know. It's better than not being on the list and being one.
I guess so. Is it you now? Go
So,
ahead. I don't
Andy,
know.
what's the most overrated dessert?
Okay, we have 100 points, so I don't want to lose this for us here. Go with cake. No, I like cake.
Birthday cake.
Is like donut a dessert?
Fondant. On its
A
own.
popsicle's a dessert. There's no rules.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with a
Banana.
chocolate torte. It's very specific. I'm sorry. I don't really like it.
That's how we win.
Chocolate torte is not on the list.
Huh? Really?
I can't help it. I have good taste.
I'm gonna need that. This
Yeah.
seems to be
What's the
one.
most overrated dessert?
Let's see, most overrated dessert.
Don't do it.
We get a lot of it
Don't do it.
down in Homestead, mainly because my boss really likes it. And key lime pie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's just too sour. The flavored stuff is better, but key lime pie by itself, it's almost vomit-inducing.
Can I kill him?
Yeah.
We're going to have to round this up, Sam, to just all pie in general.
What?
Whoa. Can you do that while I'm not sitting next to Suzanne?
You are making rules up right now. This is not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Key lime pie is on the list on its own. It's worth 80 points.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's down to you.
Right.
I wanted to realize that was very points in response to the survey. I also can see who answered that way.
Did it seem to anybody else that I shouldn't say pie? I don't think I want to say pie.
Yeah, maybe let's.
All right, I'm gonna go with the risky one then. Yeah. I'm doing it.
All right,
Whatever.
do it.
Creme
Go.
brulee, because
Oh.
it sounds snooty.
Oh, no, you're a bad person.
I love it, but it still
Creme brulee
sounds.
is on the list. See,
Oh, I love creme brulee.
it's worth 50 points.
Custard, baby.
It is?
Yeah, it is a custard. Sure. People really like it though.
What's your name?
My name is Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. Where are you from?
I'm from Austria.
All right.
What is the most overrated dessert?
Okay, Ziga Sia stole my thunder because he said already creme brulee. Thank you very much. So I'm gonna say cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
That's the other one we thought.
Oh, it's on the list.
Uh-oh.
It's worth 90 points.
Really high up too.
I know.
It's gotta be pie.
It's got it.
Just pie.
It's either pie or cake.
Hello there. What's your name?
Eska.
Eska. Where are you from?
Denmark.
What is the most overrated dessert?
Oreo.
Oreo cookies. Oreos are not on the list.
That's okay. It's a good guess.
All right,
That's a good
folks.
guess. That was a good guess.
Tom is sad. I'm going to explain why Tom is sad right now. Because it didn't work.
Oh.
I'll explain.
Uh-oh.
Last on the list was a three-way tie. Fruit. Baked Alaska.
I agree.
And Sahara.
So what?
The most overrated desert.
Was that a...
Nine people answered Sahara.
Oh my goodness.
That is the American educational system. There you go.
Brownies, we mentioned flan, Jello, creme brulee, chocolate.
Ow.
Just chocolate. Ice cream, key lime pie we mentioned, cheesecake we mentioned, tiramisu we mentioned. The number one answer was cake.
You did say that.
The other number one answer was pie. And so one of them was going to say, oh, cake. No, that's the number one answer. And he'll be like, oh boy, we can say pie. And then they were going to say pie, and I was going to say that's also the number one answer, but it didn't work because none of you did it.
Yeah!
Team Molly had 200, and Team Nate had 150.
That was close. I know, it was close. I was going to say ice cream, though.
I know. Ridiculous.
Who won?
That team.
The other team.
Elizabeth.
They want the Z Garcia.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Here's the good news. On one side, you can get a Z Garcia for yourself and a friend.
What is going on?
Share the wealth.
On the other side, Pastel, a fantastic abstract connection game.
It's really good.
But we also throw in a promo and a figure for Zombie Said.
Whoa.
Oh, stepping it up.
If this ends up being basically Pastali and a promo and a Z Garcia versus another Z Garcia, that's just mean.
That makes everybody happy.
Not
We're
me.
gonna start with
I have emotions too.
Let's start with Nathan on this one.
Oh, you might have to press it.
What is something you can't forget to take to Essen? What is something you cannot forget to take to Essen?
I'm going to go with passport.
Passport is on the list. It's very high on the list. It's 100 points high on the list.
Oh, look at
Yeah! Dude, he keeps getting those. Yeah, that's
I
what
like
happens when you
it.
sleep, Molly.
What is more?
Molly, what can't you forget to take to Essen?
I want to say cash.
And this is why I love doing this game. These guys are so responsive. I love it. And you're right.
That's the number one answer.
Money is the number one answer. 100. Maddie, it's clear sailing from here on out.
Great. Usually it's me getting the number one, so it's nice to have a break this year. All right, I'm going to go with a scale.
Ooh. That is one of the first things I think.
Yeah. That's a great answer. Wonderful advice. Not on the list. But still, really good advice. Suzanne.
Bags.
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 Bags?
Lots of bags.
We don't even know it's thinking bags.
Lots of bags.
Like bags for carrying things.
Like bags.
Like
Bag.
luggage? You mean like luggage or bags?
Yeah,
They're all bags.
Like plastic bags?
yeah.
I'd love for you to be more specific.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to be more specific?
I would just love it if
So
you
bags
could.
is not the answer.
I would love it if you could tell me what kind of bag you're talking about.
Like a Gucci bag?
Like a handbag,
Oh.
like a takeout container bag,
Oh, okay.
a carrying bag.
We're not looking for a brand.
Not looking for a brand, just a type of bag.
What kind of? They're all bags.
You're talking about a carrying bag.
Yes.
Carrying bag is on the list. It's the number 10 answer. It's worth 20 points.
It's called the carrying bag.
I've never got that.
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with anyway. Now it seems like I'm copying you. Okay, a charger.
Ooh, a charger. No.
We're like
charger.
the most practical team, and none of this is on the list.
You don't need a charger?
Great advice.
Maybe the people answering
Wow,
haven't
that's good. That's good.
They are. Sam.
You know, you would have thought that I would have thought about this while everybody else is going. I'm going to go with
Various hacks.
I don't know. This is the first. I'm not trying to be risque. Underwear.
Underwear's on the
What?
Underwear. You got to take underwear.
Underwear's the number 4 answer.
Yeah.
You got to bring money. If you don't bring underwear, it's okay.
Sure.
But money.
Okay, money is important. Underwear, eh? Hello there, what's your name?
Maxine.
Maxine, where are you from?
Netherlands.
Netherlands. What is something you cannot forget to take to Essen?
Well, I think my friends.
That's so sweet.
Nice.
So sweet.
Because it is very apt to your team. Great advice.
What's happening here?
0 points. Those answering the survey did not care who they came with. They just needed underwear. Hello there.
Hello.
What's your name?
Bjorn.
Bjorn, where are you from? Sweden? Sweden.
Yeah.
Last chance to get more points. What is something you can't forget to take to Essen?
I'll have to say comfortable shoes.
Yeah, good answer.
Comfortable shoes. That is a great answer. That is also worth points. It's the number 6 answer.
Good job.
50 points.
Well done. Well done.
All right, we also had phone as the number 11 answer. The Carrier bag, which Suzanne mentioned. Credit card, which is like cash, but not.
No.
And the e-suitcase, which is why I was so...
Oh.
Yeah. Comfortable shoes, games. You want to bring games to Essen.
Okay.
Wallet for putting the credit cards
And the
money
cash.
into.
And the shoes.
Underwear, which we mentioned, and the number 2 answer was deodorant.
Oh, yeah. Should have known that one.
Very true. You know what? I'll give it up for that.
Yeah.
Deodorant over underwear for sure. Yeah.
So this one was kind of close. Team Molly 150 and Team Nate 200.
Whoa, it's closer than I thought it would be.
It's because we got a lot of answers that were on the list.
Killing it over here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Bjorn. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, man, we can sit back and let you play. You got this.
You guys know what the prizes are.
Oh, yeah.
Another copy of Wayfinders.
Cool.
I guess 2 copies of Z Garcia. 1 for you and 2 of your friends. With Wayfinders, we're also having a New Tokyo promo. This one's closer.
You're really devaluing those. You know that, right?
Nah, that was done a long time ago.
Okay. So, we're going to start on this side. What's your name?
Roy.
Roy? Where are you from?
Israel.
Israel. Roy, are Disney movies big in Israel?
Oh, yeah, of course.
The question is, what is the most overrated Disney movie?
Let's see.
What is the most overrated Disney movie?
Does this include Fox movies now?
Oh.
I can only go with what was on, what people answered.
Think about what kind of people use BGG
We
and would
asked
answer
what
these
is the most
surveys.
overrated Disney movie.
Yes.
People answered. We put them on. What do you think? Mulan, the most overrated Disney movie.
Don't you agree with that?
Mulan is not on the list.
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. It goes deep.
Long walk over to you. Hello there. What's your name? Mika, where are you from? The Netherlands.
Yes.
How popular is Disney in the Netherlands?
Very popular.
Okay. Most overrated?
Beauty and the Beast.
It's a tale of all this time.
It is a tale of all this time, but it's on the list. It is the number 6.
Okay, that's good. That's very nice.
Sam. What is the most overrated Disney movie?
Are we talking about? No, never mind. You already answered that question. I was just. Who said that?
For those listening at home, Star
I know what you look like.
Oh, they're
Huh?
twins.
Oh no! I'll just have to whoop both of you then. Just kidding. You'll whoop me. I guarantee it. Disney. Overrated Disney. I'm going to go with 101 Dalmatians.
Puppy hater.
No, I actually love Dalmatians. I'm just sick of the movie.
Apparently, nobody agrees with you because it's not on the list. Z.
Yes.
Overrated Disney movie.
Huh? Okay, I'm gonna go
I want to
with.
see how many enemies you make in the audience on this answer.
Well, you know why this answer is my answer actually, because I've had to listen to this song in theater a lot in auditions. The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Wait a minute, I once sang that song.
Yeah, and everybody does it for auditions. Once they get about as far as look at this stuff, and then I'm like, oh, not another one. Thanks.
Little Mermaid is on the list for sure. Oh. It's the number 3 answer.
All right.
That's number 1 though. Anything? Okay.
Suzanne, you've watched a Disney movie or two.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
What's the most overrated of them?
Frozen. Let it go.
Hey, Suze.
Hey, Eric.
Frozen is worth 100 points. For the other team.
Boom! Called it.
That's so good.
I'm hooked on that song.
So many.
Oh my.
Smooth sailing again.
That one.
Yeah, that movie, you know.
That movie, the one with the song.
There's a lion in it.
Oh, that one.
And some sort of royalty.
Yes, it's the number 1 answer. It's worth 100 points. The Lion King.
What?
Yeah. Oh, it's the number 2 answer.
Oh, okay.
Just for a second. No, it's the one you were looking for. But
Yeah, good. Okay.
You
The
okay,
good
Eric?
kind of number 1. Well, most overrated Disney movie.
I'm gonna go with a slightly deeper cut and say Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, I like that.
Not a fan.
Emperor's New Groove is not on the list.
Oh.
That movie's amazing.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Nobody knows. I heard several people go, what?
That's the problem.
I've never heard of that.
Underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go along with this.
Nathan, last chance to get on
points,
board.
but I like
Oh
it.
yeah, that was on our list too. But yeah.
I don't think it's okay.
Yeah, I do. I love that one.
So I like this movie. I'm just going for points here. I'm gonna go with Aladdin.
You're a monster.
I am.
Aladdin is on the list. It's the number 10 answer, however.
All right, good.
Okay, number 11 was Cars. And
it's bad.
Aladdin. Lilo and Stitch.
What's wrong?
Cinderella. Dumbo.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, we mentioned. Number 5 is Bambi. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, dude, what I was gonna say.
The Little Mermaid, Lion King, and Frozen, we all know.
Yeah. Your face, Tom.
Good job. Good job.
Team Molly got 0. Team Nate got 470.
Right. Bye.
Got all the camera people over here. Thank you.
You're winning on the backs of us, you realize.
No.
I'm okay, I'll take it.
We're lifting you higher.
Like they did in the Olympics.
Higher and higher.
All right, on one side, we have a single Z poet tyrant. On the other side, we have mental blocks. Then we're going to add wayfinders to the Z poet tyrant.
Oh. Mixing it up.
More like it.
Add one to the other side. Very balanced.
All right.
A little good, a little bad. I mean, a lot of good on both sides. I just caught up in the moment.
In the moment.
Yeah. Let it go.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Jonathan.
Jonathan, where are you from?
Sweden.
Oh, they put that from Sweden.
We asked our survey respondents, what superhero does not have a good movie yet?
Yet. Oh, I have a good one. Look.
What superhero does not have a good movie
That's one,
yet?
yeah.
You think that's number one?
That's number one.
That's my favorite.
What would you like to answer?
I go for the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hulk is on the list. It's number 4.
Ah, nicely done.
Alrighty, way over here. Hello, what's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph, where are you from?
UK.
UK. What superhero does not have a good movie yet? The question is, what superhero does not have a good movie yet?
Steel.
Steel.
That is a good answer.
It's not on the list. An interesting answer.
Sounds like deep cut. Somebody reads comics.
Yeah, that was the danger.
Yeah.
Great film. All right, I'm going to go with The Flash.
Flash is on the list.
That's a good answer.
We need a Flash who knows how to run.
The Flash is number 3.
Oh, nice.
Sam. What superhero does not have a good movie yet?
That's not right. Superhero doesn't have a good movie yet.
Yep.
Batman. I don't care if it's number 1, it's true.
It's objectively false.
The internet does not agree with you, Sam.
Okay.
Batman is not on the list.
Oh, wow.
It's like, man, there's got to be at least one good one.
I don't know. I'll probably get it.
Get on that one.
Mandy.
Oh, so many choices. All right, I'm going to go with a safe one and go with Black Widow. Oh, that's good.
Black Widow is on the list.
Yes.
For 40 points.
Yeah.
Right.
Suzanne.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Whoa, come
You
on.
didn't like that movie, huh?
It was bad.
Fine.
Aquaman is not on the list.
What?
People liked it.
People wrong. That was a bad movie.
Nathan, what superhero does not
I
have a
still
good
would
movie
avoid
yet?
that one.
Should I go with the one I just said? I could give him points though.
Sure, whatever. Hey, man, we trust you at this point.
You're doing great.
I'm gonna go with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we're scared
Fantastic Four
too.
is on the list.
Oh.
It's number 5.
Oh. Okay.
That was number 4.
Say it, Molly. Say it.
Don't say
Molly, you're up.
One of us.
Well, it's a lot of pressure right now. Our
You're
team's
okay.
really bad. I'm very jet lagged. I'm probably the most likely, other than Suze, to
Hey,
guess the
what is
answer
going
right
on
now.
here? I thought we were friends.
We're in the same boat. It's awesome.
I think so.
I mean,
Just first one comes to your head. It's okay.
thank you. Superman. It's gonna
Whoa! Richard Donner? What's wrong with you?
Superman is on the list. Oh. It's worth 100 points. For you.
Superman 78?
That's insanity. I agree.
Superman 78.
The Richard Donner Superman is great.
Yeah.
So, the number
Bunch of
11 answer was
youngsters.
I don't know. Number 20, or not number 20, but number 10 was Underdog.
Oh.
Number 9 was Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Black Widow we mentioned. Daredevil was number 7 answer.
Very good TV show.
Gambit was number 6.
Aren't they coming out?
Fantastic Four we mentioned, Hulk we mentioned, Flash we mentioned, Superman we mentioned, and the number 1 answer, Green Lantern.
Yeah. They were so right. We called that one. We were ready to say it.
Team Molly 100, Team Nate 280.
No! Don't just like.
Everyone gets to see Garcia.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Good job.
All right, this is the last question, so we're going to try to even this one out a bit. All right, so we're going to start with
12
the Dice
Zs.
Tower bag. We're going to put in 2 Z Garcias,
That's right.
That's just
a
getting better.
stuffed panda, and a zombie-side promo against Machikoro Legacy. You have a chance.
All right, I like it.
Not much.
Wow.
Alrighty. We're going to start with Molly first here. Name a famous professor.
Okay. Just in general, anyone on the spot again.
I know, that's tough.
Name a famous professor.
The Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor.
That's a good answer. I like it.
The Nutty Professor is on the list.
Yeah.
It's number 6.
Good job. Yeah. Good job, Molly.
Nutty Professor, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
They
Nathan,
said that already.
name a famous professor.
We got a whole bunch of Harry Potter ones.
McGonagall.
Professor McGonagall is not on.
Oh.
I have no idea what that is.
Harry Potter.
Oh.
Harry Potter. I thought it was a good one.
Yeah.
Name a famous professor.
I mean, which one are we all agreeing on which one we're trying to avoid?
The obvious
The
one?
obvious one? All right. Well, thanks, Nathan, for the inspiration.
You're playing a game?
It just came on. I'm just filling with my.
It's like Homescapes or something.
It was.
Okay.
Shut up.
You play Homescapes?
I do.
That's adorable.
It's
You're so cute.
it's mind numbing.
Professor Snape.
Snape is on the list. It's number 4.
Woo!
It's not bad. That's pretty good.
You want to go? Oh yeah, that's. Which one should I go with?
I won't say it.
Which one?
Mandy.
Yeah.
Which one?
Name a famous
Yeah,
professor.
that feels good.
Okay. I don't know that many professors, but let's go with Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Or not?
No?
It's number 9.
Okay.
Mr. Homescapes.
Wow. Professor.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Okay. You sure?
Yeah, don't say it.
Don't say it. It doesn't matter at this point, though.
It matters. Everything matters.
Everything matters.
Everything matters.
Giving
Nothing
up
else
on us.
matters.
Nothing.
It matters to me.
It matters to you. I don't care. Professor X.
Oh.
You're welcome, Nathan.
I lost. No.
Professor X is number 2.
I think, yeah. That's
go for it.
Yeah, that's going to be one.
I don't know.
It'll be
Now
one.
I'm in trouble.
I think that's one.
Help! I got nothing. I'm not saying that.
No, that's one.
I had this professor in college. A lovely man. His name was Acevedo. I'm going to say Professor Albert Acevedo. He was great. He was a wonderful person.
Professor Albert, how do you spell that?
Acevedo. Acevedo.
Oh, no, that one's not on.
Did he just list his favorite professor from school?
yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Bite me, Suzanne. Bite me. I'm drawing a blank.
All right, what's your name?
Yum.
Yum, where are you from?
Belgium.
Belgium. Last chance for points for your team. Name a famous professor.
I'm gonna go with Einstein.
What did they say? Einstein is a very famous professor.
Don't mess us up.
And it's the number 1 answer.
That's right, baby.
Acevedo for the win again.
Okay, you can totally say that one now. Yeah.
All right, your name?
Hi, I'm Benny.
Benny, where are you from?
From Belgium.
Belgium.
Benny.
Smooth sailing. Name a famous professor.
Professor Dumbledore.
Dumbledore is on the list. He is less popular than Snape on the list, making him number 5 worth 70 points.
That's all right.
We'll take it.
That's nice.
Oh, man. I really thought
Going up the
Dumbledore was
list. Good news, everyone. Professor Farnsworth.
Yes.
Number 11. Stephen Hawking was number 10.
And you know what I was thinking?
Moriarty, number 9. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Next on the list.
Dr. Jones.
Professor Oak was next. We mentioned the nutty professor, Dumbledore, and then Snape, Professor Plum.
Oh.
Of course, Professor X. And Einstein was the number 1 answer.
All right.
I did like Professor Plum.
I'm glad you
He
said
did it. Oh, man.
Well, thanks to Team Molly getting both number 1 and number 2, this was actually a close one. Team Molly got 240 points. Team Nate got 200 points.
I thought we pulled it out. Sorry, we tried. Thank you so much.
What we're going to do to close this out, first of all, Jason's tallied up to see which team is actually the best overall. Once we do that, we're going to cheer for them, and then we're going to let all 6 of the people go so that they can get back to their groups before the crowd here gets too crazy. All right, we ready? Who do you think won?
So, the final tallies were Team Molly, 970 points. Team Nate, 560 points, plus 1,000.
What are you talking about, guys? We did it.
All right, we want to thank Pandasaurus for sponsoring this. You can find them in Hall 5. And as I said, we got a Mental Blocks promo on our booth. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to Sam and Suzanne and Mandy and Z. Do you guys have any final words of this show?
Please don't throw any bananas at us. Not again.
Where are all my Canadians? Yeah. Hi.
No.
Have fun.
See you on the
Flip side?
He always makes me say this. That's why I say it after every video.
He
tells
never
me right
makes
before I
you-
start recording, you better say it or else. See you on the flip side.
Thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you to everybody who's listening now. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
Jason Levine, the gaming machine.
And I'm Eric Summerer.
You've been watching or listening to the Dice Tower.
Thanks for listening. Promotional consideration has been provided by game publishers in the form of review copies of games. This episode, number 630, was recorded in front of a live convention audience on October 25th, 2019. Special thanks to Pandasaurus Games for sponsoring our live show. The Dice Tower is produced by Toms, Eric, Mandy, and Suzanne with assistance from Itai Perez, Derek Porter, and Rob Seary. Timothy Pinkham composed our theme. That time when Mr. Garcia put one of those little berets on and started carrying painting supplies everywhere, provided by Art Z. And hosting is provided by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games at great prices at coolstuffinc.com. Don't forget to visit the other shows in the Dice Tower Network. Find your next favorite at dicetowernetwork.com. Until next time, from all the gang at the Dice Tower, have fun gaming!
Hey, we're back to normal. Are we still recording?
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh,
I gave the wrong names in the credits.
I see that.
Yeah. I had last year's script.
That was not even close. All right.
Yes, future Eric here. I was in the flurry of activity. I accidentally used last year's script, and we've had some staff changeover. While we appreciate the past contributions of those gentlemen that we mentioned, I should say that we are assisted by Roy Cannaday, Chris Barr, and Rob Searing in the production of the podcast. Thank you very much.